to understand the broader picture, we are now joined from Washington, D.C. by former Lebanese Ambassador Massoud Maalouf. Thank you for joining us. So you served in the Israel-Lebanon monitoring group, given the latest strikes and troop that's on both sides. So how fragile is the current situation compared to past flashpoints you've witnessed?
Thanks for having me. Let me first say by saying that the context of when there was the monitoring group is completely different from now. At that time, in the late 1990s until 2000, Israel really was occupying a good part of South Lebanon, but it was not doing a systematic destruction of villages like it is doing now. And the monitoring group used to meet once a week, sometimes twice a week. Every time there was a complaint, either by Israel or by Lebanon, about the other side doing something that they were not supposed to do. This time the meetings now is completely in a different context, and Israel so far is violating on a daily basis the framework agreement that it was signed on the 26th of June, and it is destroying tens and tens of villages, and it has already displaced more than 1 million citizens from the south. A few hundred thousands of them have come back after the ceasefire, but to find their houses and their villages completely destroyed. So the context is completely different. And now we hear voices from Israeli government saying that they don't want to leave South Lebanon, that it is for the protection of northern Israel that they have to stay there. So the context is quite a bit different now, and more serious and more difficult and more dangerous.
And talks resume in Rome today, in fact, so for a final round. So from a diplomatic standpoint, so what needs to happen, do you think, for this round to actually produce a workable agreement?
Okay, the round ended a few hours ago in Rome. That was the 7th round, and there has been some progress on in some areas and no progress in other areas. There were 3 sets of meetings. One was political, one was military, and one was about the borders. The one about the border was a good meeting. It ended up okay. With the question of the other 2 sides, there was no progress made. Israel continued to refuse the Lebanese demands. There has been, in the framework agreement, there was an agreement by the 3 sides, the United States, Lebanon, and Israel, to make pilot zones where the Lebanese army will take its place, will replace the Israeli army, and then after that there will be another zone, step by step. Actually, now the first pilot zone that the Lebanese army has taken, Israel refuses to do another zone now. So this is now a subject of, we will see what the United States will do, if they will be able to convince Israel to go a further step. And the problem is that Israel wants to be itself in charge of going to see and to check if the Lebanese army has done its job and it's now in full control, while the Lebanese army and the Lebanese government do not accept that. We are asking, the Lebanese government is asking for an international, probably, the task, or maybe the UNIFIL that is already on the ground, to check that. But Israel wants to do it itself. So we have not made progress on this line also. And also, we will see what the United States will do. Now, they have agreed that in early September, the 8th round or the 9th round, I think the 8th round will take place, and we will see if between now and then some of the problems will be solved.
And so Beirut wants phased Israeli withdrawal. Israel wants Hezbollah disarmed first. So realistically, whose demand moves first?
Really, it's a very important question. We have to put this in the of what is happening in Israel. We know that on the 27th of October, there will be legislative elections in Israel. And if the Likud party does not win, which is the party of Prime Minister Netanyahu, then Netanyahu will not be any more Prime Minister. And in this case, he has a very strong chance to go to jail because now there are a lot of cases against him in the courts. And the mere fact that he is Prime Minister give him a kind of not to being going to jail. So that's why he keeps trying to keep the tension in the south, keep wanting the war to continue to go on. And that's why Israel keeps violating, because Netanyahu wants to show the Israeli voters that he is protecting them, that he is the best candidate that could protect Israel and protect the Israelis. So that's why he keeps exaggerating the danger of Hezbollah. Even today, the American side told the Israeli side that Hezbollah did not violate the agreement, the framework agreement and the ceasefire agreement, because Israel was pretending that Hezbollah violated this agreement, and it was destroying and bombarding a village really in a very, very savage way. So that's why I think that we will not see much progress. Netanyahu wants to keep the pressure in the south of Lebanon to show the electorate that he is defending and protecting the Israeli population in the north. But in fact, I think the best way to solve this is to do it step by step. Once a pilot zone is done, then we go to a second pilot zone, and Israel withdraws step by step, a little bit from here and a little bit from there. Because we don't ask to immediate complete withdrawal of Israel, and Israel should not ask to complete disarming of Hezbollah, which is not possible overnight, to happen overnight. But as I said earlier, this is what Netanyahu wants, and he is saying not only that, now they are claiming and the one thing that is Hezbollah should be disarmed all over Lebanon before Israel withdraws. So that is something that is impossible to happen, and that's why the situation is going to stay under this kind of pressure until the elections in Israel, which will take place on the 27th of October.
And if these talks fail or collapse, what's Lebanon's next move, and diplomatically and on the ground as well?
Well, on the ground, I don't think there is much that Lebanon can do, because we know our army does not have the strength and the capabilities of the Israeli army. But Lebanon will go most probably to the United Nations, to the Security Council, to the international community, asking for support because the right is on the side of Lebanon, and Israel is occupying this land, and if they refuse to withdraw, and then of course Lebanon will have to go to the Security Council and ask for another resolution from the Security Council that will give Lebanon more rights in this respect. It's not, I don't think, I don't expect that the Lebanese army will be able to fight Israel when we see that the Israeli army has this strength, all these weapons, all this technology, which does not exist on the Lebanese side. So the international community and the United Nations will be the next doors that the Lebanese government will knock at.
Many thanks.